Hey there everyone, welcome back to Playground Sessions. I'm Phil, and today I'm hitting you with another Justin Bieber tune called Love Yourself. We're going to be looking at our intermediate arrangement, and specifically the chorus. If you want to learn the rest of the parts, head to playgroundsessions.com by touching the card above. This chorus for this video sounds a little something like this. Alright, why don't we break this down one hand at a time, and let's start with the right hand melody. But first, let's get acquainted with this tune, specifically with the key signature and the time signature. Key signature has one flat, a B flat. So that means every B that we see in the notation above is going to be flatted automatically, unless we see a natural sign in front of that B, but we don't see any in this part, so let's not worry about that. All B's are flat for this section. And that tells us, by the way, that we're in the key of F major. That key has one flat in its key signature. Our time signature is cut common time. That's the capital C with the line through it. And that means we've got 4 beats per measure, like 4/4, like common time, but we're going to be feeling it in a half time, hence the line through the C. Now, let's talk about hand position. Our first note is an F with our first finger, that's our thumb. And I'll tell you what, this couldn't get much easier because there's only 3 notes in this whole section. We're playing F with 1, G with 2, and A with 3. And we're just going to be mixing up the order of those notes and using some different rhythms. But that's all we need to know. 1, 2, 3. So let's go ahead and play through this. What I want to do is do it first at a really slow tempo, so we can walk through each note and I can call them out as we go and help you guys get there sooner. When we're done with that, we'll speed up the tempo and we'll keep going until we get to the normal speed of this song. But for now, let's set our metronomes to 20 BPM and let's get up into position. We're starting with a whole measure of rest, and then in measure 2, we're also starting with a quarter note of rest. So essentially we have 5 beats of rest before we play our first note. And that first note is an F. So here come our rests. And here comes our first F. Here comes another one. And now we'll go to A with our third finger, and another one of those. Half note this time. Now we'll rest, play another A, this time 2 to G. Half note here as well. Alright, quarter rest, thumb back to F. Now right up to 3 on A, do another one for 2 counts. Last note of this measure, we'll play a G with 2. Good, now a rest. Here come an F, another F. Here comes a G. Now look ahead, A with 3. Down to 1 on F. Now we'll toggle back and forth between these guys. Okay, next measure 2 on G, thumb on F, and one more F with our thumb. Here we go. Now we're halfway done with this section. We're going to rest. And we're going to play the exact same thing for the second half. Pretty great, huh? Here we go. Thumb on F. Again. Now A. And again. Rest. Again. Now 2 to G. Now we'll rest. Thumb on F and then look ahead. 3 on A. Again. For 2 counts. Now 2 on G. And rest. Thumb back to F. 2 to G. 3 to A. And we'll toggle between A and F again. 2 on G. Back to F for 2 counts. And then a final F. Now, we still have 2 more measures in this section, but it's all rests. So we're just going to let that play out. And then what I want to do is kick up our speed with our metronome to a medium tempo so we can play through this with our backing track and all that fun stuff. We're going to set our metronome to 68 this time. And just to let you know, full tempo for this tune is 100 BPM. So we just did 20. Now we're jumping all the way up to 68. Let's try that now. 1, 2, set, go. Look ahead. Toggle. And rest. Halfway done. For 2 measures. Great work. Now let's go ahead and do this at full speed. If you need more practice, please rewind and play back with that medium tempo run through. It's the beauty of the video lesson, am I right? But when you are ready, full tempo, 100 BPM, let's try this right hand melody. Here we go. Excellent work. Let's talk about some left-hand chords now. And when we're done with that, of course, we'll put them together. There's a lot of chords up here, and I see some ties and some other difficult-looking things in our sheet music. But don't be afraid. There are some patterns here that we can use to help learn this in chunks, and you're going to see that the first half, just like the right hand, is exactly the same as the second half of this section. Alright, so let's get into this. Before we dig into the actual measures and rhythms, I just want to talk about the few chords that we're playing and kind of go through each one at a time. Our first chord is F major, F-A-C. Next chord is a C chord, but it's in a first inversion, which means C over E. That means we can keep our thumb or one finger on that C between the first and second chord. Our third chord is a D minor inversion, D minor over F. So we're going to take this whole chord shape and move it up by 1, from here up to here, F, A, and D. But don't be afraid, our next chord is just one note different. From D minor over F, we're going to B flat over F. Middle finger A changes to pointer finger on B flat, and that's it. So that's our fourth chord and our final chord, but we have a slightly different pattern in the next few measures, so let's look at that. Next up, just like our first chord, we have F major. Just like our second chord, C over E, but here we're going right back to F major. And that is going to end our first phrase. And guess what? Second phrase, second half, exactly the same as what we just did. So let's take a look at that now. It'll be an extra review. So we're going to rest in measure 10, and then measure 11 starts the pattern over again. F major, C over E, bring it all up to D minor over F, and then change that middle note to a B flat so we can play B flat over F. F major, C over E, and F major again. There we have it. All right, what I want to do now is play through this at a medium tempo. We're going to set our metronome to 68, and we're going to walk through this with our backing track and everything. But before we do, I just want to point out one rhythm. Each one of these chords is a whole note, or 4 counts, 1 chord per measure, except for something right in the middle of each phrase. So we see F whole note, C over E whole note. Now, the next measure, we play D minor over F for 3 counts, not 4. And we play our fourth chord, B flat over F, 1 beat early. So we play it on beat 4, and then we tie it over to a 4-count chord. So essentially, the D minor over F gets 3 counts, and the B flat over F gets 5 counts. Otherwise, we just have whole notes. So that's the main rhythm I want you to watch out for as we play through this. All right, well, let's get up into position with the left hand, set our metronomes to 68, and let's play through these chords. 1, 2, set, go. Starting with rests. Now here comes F. C over E. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Good. F. Let's round it out. C over E and F. Look ahead. We have a rest. Now we're going to repeat it all again. Here we go. Count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job. rest. Okay, so do that with me as many times as you need. That one rhythm in the middle can be a little tricky, so play through that as many times. It could be 10, 20, however many you need. And then we're going to go up to full speed right now. Here we go. Rest and play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Good. All right, my friends, we've done the melody, we've done the chords. Now let's talk about putting the hands together. Just like we talked about with the left hand part, the rhythms are mostly pretty easy, whole notes, except for that one change from D minor over F to B flat over F. So that's the main time during this part, with hands together, that I want you to be putting your attention to the left hand. Otherwise, I want you to mostly be focusing on this right hand melody. There are certain rests, sometimes on beat 1 in the melody in the right hand, so that's going to take more of your attention. Put that left hand on autopilot, but make sure to give it a little extra thought when you do that dotted half, quarter, tied over rhythm, okay? All right, so do it super slow on your own before meeting me here for the medium tempo. But what I want to do now is try hands together at 68 BPM. And let's get up into position. Set, go. Right hand first. Now together. Second half. Nicely done. We're so close to being able to play the chorus of Love Yourself by Justin Bieber, which is awesome. Give yourselves a hand. You've made it this far. But once you finish it out, you're not done yet. There's so much more to be done at playgroundsessions.com because you can download our app and learn so many more tunes. You can finish this song and the rest of the parts, of course. You can also learn it in a beginner or an advanced level version. But there are so many other tunes besides this as well. So make sure you tap the card above to get to playgroundsessions.com and download that app. You're going to love it. All right, 100 BPM. Let's do this. Let's finish this out together. 1, 2, here we go. Way to go, everyone. Give yourselves a round. The features you saw on screen today can be at your fingertips with the Playground Sessions app. Co-created by music legend Quincy Jones, Playground teaches the piano with interactive feedback and gaming features, all while using your favorite songs. All right, guys, I'm Phil. Hit subscribe so I can see you for the next video.